All right, good morning, everyone. So, I was thinking actually starting this week. I wanted to start the first 3 minutes of my message sharing a little bit of insights from my past week, just to be able to give, I guess, a little more personal touch, not just the message, but the messenger, and help you connect with the message more. So this past week, one highlight that I had was my wife made kimchi jjigae for me for the first time. This was really special because kimchi jjigae is my favorite Korean dish, and she decided, I don't know what inspired her, but she did make it, and it was good. So God bless me. All right. Also, got a new haircut, if anyone noticed. Went to a Korean barber, and I forgot who, but somebody mentioned that I look like Kim Jong-un, so hopefully I'm a more holy version. Make peace, not war. But anyway, that's what you get. Korean. Okay. One challenge this past week, I had 3 consecutive Saturdays where we were doing programs. So it's been pretty busy for myself and some of the core staff. Appreciate their hard work. But it's hard, pastors, you don't get your weekends. So you guys get break on weekends, right? Some of you. But anyway, I do encourage taking a break. It's good for your health, both mentally and spiritually. And in terms of work, there were 3 key developments this past week. Last Sunday after service, we had a rebirth workshop review for a couple hours with Q&A. I thought that was really significant. We do have the recording available for those who are interested, but we shared a lot of deep insights about what's on True Mother's heart. And so if you're interested, please take a look. Also, this past Thursday, we had a media messaging day. I was invited to a small group at headquarters to explore what is our brand as a community to society. And part of even the message today is based on a full day of discussion after really going through many different angles. Our president, Damon Dunkley, he actually coined the phrase, which is the title of today's sermon. We'll get to it in a moment, but that was the motto or kind of the brand of our community nationwide that we wanted to really promote. So based on that, I crafted a message that is connected to that motto. And finally, just yesterday, we had for this year, our first gathering for young families. And it was a great meeting. We had 9 or 10 families with their kids. I just want to acknowledge the stellar babysitters who helped watch the kids. The Sprague couple, if you can stand for the infants, Sprague couple, please stand. And the Burns, please stand. The Burns couple. So they help watch the kids for us so the young parents could have a break and we could actually have some meaningful discussion. They were actually quite excited to develop the community. Okay, so that was this past week. And this was the motto that we came up with as a nation at headquarters was God's dream, one family. Father and Mother Moon have been pursuing this dream their whole lives. And Mother Moon has recently and also consistently in her leadership emphasized over and over again that we need to help fulfill God's dream. And I really feel that that's something that we as a community are committed to pursuing is really realizing God's dream. And that dream includes this idea of bringing the world into one, as one family. So today, I'd like to go into that a little bit more, starting with a passage from Mother Moon. Let's read. Heavenly Parent wanted to embrace, love, and raise all humankind. We have to make this dream a reality. We cannot make God wait any longer. That is why I'll work with anyone, whether they are in the political, religious, business, or ideological realm. I'm working so that everyone can come under one flag, so I'm announcing Heavenly Parent's Holy Community. So this was a message back in May of 2020, so about 4 years ago. And it's been a very, made me really reflect on what is the significance of this kind of development, I guess, or organization at this time. So I want to go through a brief history of the different key organizations that Father and Mother Moon have initiated. So back in 1954, our church was established as the HSA UWC. And really, if you know the acronym, it stands for Holy Spirit Association for the Unification of World Christianity. So the mission of HSA UWC was really bringing and unifying the body of Christ. So that was back in 1954. Fast forward about 40 years since, is Women's Federation for World Peace was established. And this really elevated this era of women as equals, centered on Heavenly Parent, centering on God. And then a few years after that, the Family Federation was established in 1996. So right now we are the local New Jersey Family Church as Family Federation. But that was really about emphasizing the importance of family as a unit for creating peace in the world. So that's really part of our primary mission. But they didn't end there. They actually went to continue to create Universal Peace Federation. This was in 2005. And this was about helping civic leaders share universal values so that we can actually create peace. So I want to emphasize that, Father and Mother Moon, they didn't just come here to be religious leaders. They came to really establish and fulfill God's dream on earth. This one dream of one family. And so it takes more than just churches to create peace in the world. So there were so many different initiatives that were created to fulfill that dream. Continuing on, there was also the Youth and Students for Peace that was established in 2017. If we can get this to work. Next slide. There we go. There you go. Okay, Youth and Students for Peace, 2017. This was focused on really engaging the youth of society, developing character and service. I was there somewhere in the crowd, I think. Anyway, this was in Korea. And then we had inauguration in America the following year. And then finally in 2020 was Heavenly Parent's Holy Community. And this one's interesting because it includes all people of faith and conscience, and also all organizations founded by Father and Mother Moon under one umbrella. So I just want to be clear, Heavenly Parent's Holy Community is everything that is touched by Father and Mother Moon towards creating this peaceful world. So that includes organizations like Universal Peace Federation and Women's Federation, includes Ocean Providence. It includes even Universal Ballet. So every entity, every initiative, even people of other faiths fall under this umbrella of Heavenly Parents Holy Community. So we here are the local family church, and this is a really important foundational organization, but the vision of God is even greater than our church community. Does that make sense? So it's really important. The foundation is the family, and so that's our mission to strengthen that. But why we're creating these families, why we're strengthening our community is for the sake of the bigger vision, which is creating one family with God. So what does that mean? That means, anyway, I'll explain it a little bit more, but I'd like you to consider not just being a member of this local church community, but also getting involved in something that serves the greater society. Okay, that's part of God's hope for each and every one of us. So let me break down what is Heavenly Parents Holy Community. So Heavenly Parents is relating to God as a parental figure. Now, I've mentioned in previous messages why this is significant. Actually, we're going to go into that a little bit later. But relating to God as a parental figure. Now, in the past, we related to God in the Old Testament as more of a master, or even a God of judgment, which is if you don't do as God says, you will be destroyed. And that was the reality of how people experienced God in the Old Testament age. In the New Testament age, actually that was elevated when Jesus, for the first time as a son, related to God as a father figure. And so the relationship between humanity and God evolved to that of more of a father and child. And now with the Mother Moon, she has really emphasized God as a heavenly parent, which includes both God as a father figure and God as a mother figure. Both father and mother figure as equals, as parents. That's how we're meant to relate with God. So that's been evolving, and so as a Heavenly Parents Holy Community, we really want to encourage all of us to relate to God in that way. And then holy community. Holy means sacred, and community is a social unit with common values and customs. So here we have traditions like how we celebrate birthdays, pray over, or when people pass away, we have a songhwa ceremony. These customs are really important to help build this sense of community and tradition that is also centered on God and made holy. So in summary, Heavenly Parents Holy Community is a sacred community of families attending God as a parental figure. So we'll go into this a little bit later in the message, but I want you to start thinking about how can I use my creativity to really expand this realm of this holy community. And I want you to think outside of the box. Think outside of this church. If all you do is stuff with the church, then you're really limiting God's hand, God's heart. So I want you to challenge doing something beyond the church that really helps serve the greater community. So here's a little before and now. I would say in the past, God was more of a master, but now in this era, God is more of a parent. Faith was really established through religion and ideology, which is still valuable, but now more and more is through universal values and community. Okay, and that's going to allow us to really work even beyond our unique faith traditions. And salvation, one change is that instead of individuals, really we see salvation is through the family. When I was a student on campus, this mic is really hot. Okay. This was back in 2000. I was a student at the University of Pennsylvania, and that was when 9/11 happened. And I remember it was, I just got out of class, it was on the screen, and we were shocked that America could be attacked in such a way. And immediately there was so much kind of negativity to the Muslim community, and there was a lot of hate was going around, which is understandable because it was really a traumatic event. But I really felt the need for getting the people of faith community together, so we did interfaith symposiums where we got students representing 6 different faith communities, from Christian, Jewish, Unificationist, Muslim, and even like Hindi, Buddhist. And we had them share about their faith beliefs on certain topics, some common topics. And through that experience, what I realized is that really like 99% of what we believe are pretty much the same. I mean, you can ask any faith, to really honor God or the divine, honor and serve others. These values are pretty much the same. It's kind of like the difference in our DNA. Although on the surface we look different colors, different shapes, but our DNA is 99.99% the same as human beings. So the challenge is that we tend to focus on what makes us different. But if we can really understand that we do have common dreams, common values as human beings, we can get beyond those barriers. Now, at the same time, it's important to really honor your own unique traditions and really own it. Really come to terms with, this is actually how I believe and practice my faith. But at the same time, be open to appreciating others. So based on that, I wanted to update our mission statement. Now, for some, this is just words, maybe boring, but for me, every word is very important. So before, our mission statement was, actually, maybe I tested you guys already too much, so I'll just read it. To create a thriving community that manifests Heavenly Parents' true love through supporting families and growing their 4 great realms of heart. And the new mission statement is, or the updated one, to create a thriving community that manifests Heavenly Parents' true love through helping each person fulfill God's 3 great blessings. Okay? So there's a little bit of a shift here. Before, it's still the same, is the thriving community and Heavenly Parents' true love, manifesting Heavenly Parents' true love. That's the same. But in the past, last year, our focus was helping families develop their 4 realms of heart. Now, we're not going to stop doing that, but the focus now is going to be on helping each person fulfill the 3 great blessings by God, okay? And I'm going to go into what each of those are. Actually, the next 3 months, each month from February, I'm going to focus on each of those 3 blessings. So February will be the first blessing, March will be the second, and April will be the 3rd blessing. So through these sermon series, I want to help each person really grow in fulfilling their 3 great blessings. Okay? So how do we fulfill that? Well, the first is help you develop your heart for God. Okay? That's the first and foremost. Is as a faith community, I want you to think and practice, how can you develop your heart for God? That starts with understanding who God is. That starts also with communicating and having give and take with God. How real is your life of faith? How is your relationship with God these days? I want to go back to the basics and encourage you to re-explore with fresh eyes my relationship, my personal relationship with God. Okay? And then next is heart for family. So again, we're not letting go of family, but make it real. How is your relationship with your spouse? How about your kids? How about your siblings? How about your parents? How is that going? We know it's not easy, but let's make conscious effort to creating healthy relations. And there's a lot of healing that may need to take place. That is the reality. Relationships are tough. They're not easy. But the point is, with the dream, we can make effort to improve our heart, grow our heart for our family. And for those who are doing well in that area, you can expand that family, okay? There's always other people beyond your immediate biological family that needs love and care. So if you're doing well in this area, then yeah, let's expand that. Add people to your family so that you can extend God's love and care. And finally, this one's a little bit new. Heart for creation. I feel like we tend to stop at number 2, but I want to really develop what does it mean to work on our third blessing, having dominion over all things. So I might have mentioned this last time, but heart for creation is not just being environmentally friendly. Okay, that's part of it. Is, Mother has asked us take care of creation. So we need to be environmentally conscious. I think that's something we can definitely do. But it also means taking care of your immediate environment, which means how clean is your room? Did anyone make their sheets this morning? Make it clean? Anyone? Oh, we had a handful. Good, good. So 90% of you kept it messy, right? Well, I want us to cultivate what it means to have dominion over our environment, starting with our room, starting with our home, then also having dominion over all things includes having dominion over your finances. Anyone feel they could do better in their finances? Oh, I guess only a few people. So the rest of you are good. You're like fine. Financially, you're like solid. You're good? Yeah, all right. Okay, so you can skip those classes. But for most of us, I think really having a healthy relationship with finances, budget is really important as part of having dominion over all things, okay? So I want to go more specifically into this area because I feel this is part of God's hope and expectation for us. And then one last thing I'll say in this area of the third blessing is your unique creativity. So God gave each of us a unique talent and passion, and I want you to find a way to utilize that to serve the community. And I'm not just talking about this church, I'm talking about society as a whole. So really, if every person here is developing these 3 great blessings, we will be a blessing to society. Blessing to our spouse, blessing to our family, a blessing for God to see. And that's the kind of community I really want to create together with you. A thriving community that really pursues these 3 great blessings and makes God's love real, not just conceptual, real in the lives of those who are part of our community. So this is really the focus and direction for this year. And over the next 3 months, I want to really help hone in on what are those points that we can work on to grow in these areas. And I'll end with this quote. Today, the world needs a model for an ideal society where people can peacefully coexist and which embraces all nations, cultures, and religions. So for the reflection, I'd like you to take 5 minutes to reflect on any insights that you got from today's message. Please discuss. 5 minutes. But first, I need your attention. So if you can hear me, raise your hand. And if you see anyone still talking, bring your hand. No, it's okay. I think we're good. Thank you. All right, the message was on God's dream, one family, and an update on the three great blessings. But any insights from today's message that anyone would like to share? Yes, and please state your name. I know we are a big community, so.
Better first than nothing, you know. So I want to share something about related to God's message, God's love. Probably you can relate to first or second or third blessing. Yesterday I was witnessing the three years anniversary of Master Takahashi. Probably the community know him. And what I was moved by the testimony of Mrs. Takahashi, that she said she want to remarry her. You know, she want to remarry her husband again. And that is because I think he missed the component of love, the relationship of husband and wife, that he never experienced deeply enough when they are living. And in this kind of experience, I was really touched with how she really put time now on how to develop this relationship, even though he was on the another world, in the spiritual world. She was really saying that, still vividly remembering Master Takahashi, but other people were saying that she don't know. She don't really know. That's how really great this guy is, and she need to remarry again. So I think it's coincide with the message. Thank you so much. My name is Ruben Olgado.
Thank you, Ruben. So I guess you're moved by the recent honoring of Mr. Takahashi and his wife's desire to go deeper in that relationship as spouse. Okay, anyone else? Thoughts from this morning? Yes.
Yeah, my name is John Snowcone. I think these areas in our movement is not properly emphasized. And I'm very, very waiting for you, Pastor Naokimi, to really, emphasize on it, because sometimes we seem to really misunderstood these areas of these three great blessings. So it is something that has been missing in our movement, and it makes some of us become like maybe poor, or not poor in spirit, but poor in areas of especially the last one is what we don't really understood very well. So I really ready and prepare myself for the as you said, the first one next month, the second one March, and then the last one April. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ocon. So you can make sure to come back in April, and we'll have the third blessing content. No, the first two are also very important as foundation. So, how about any ladies want to share? Any women thoughts? Oh, we got one. She even came inside from outside. Okay, please state your name.
Good morning, everyone. I came from downstairs. So I said, let me go upstairs and share something. I'm still catching my breath. Okay, my reflection for today's message is that I'm focusing on the community. So as a community, first of all, we have to take ownership of that relationship. Wherever we go, we should be the person who can bring peace and joy into the community. We don't have to search for that joy and happiness or good relationship unto others as you join the community, but be the first owner of the joy and happiness. And the next community that we're talking about is our own family, okay? It's not easy. It's not easy to nurture that family. There might be those that doesn't believe what we're believing right now, and it's so hard. But what can we do? We cannot just reject that member of the family because they don't believe us. But we have to practice what we are teaching to our children so that they can really say that this is what we are supposed to be doing. For me, I cannot reject my children if they don't believe what I'm believing, but we have to keep going, that they are going to understand what community do we belong, right? So thank you so much. My name is Elena Bahian. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. All right. Yeah, just to wrap up today's message, I had a chance to check in with Eva, and she shared that actually she is longing for more internal guidance, not just plans and strategies. So next month we will be going into more the fundamentals of how to grow our heart relationship with God. I think that will be very spiritually nourishing. And also, one other point that came up in our conversation was that, Father and Mother Moon instilled each of us with this kind of vision for, God's dream. And as a family church, this could be like a safe space for all of us to come back to so that each of us can continue to do our respective missions of serving society in our own unique way. So I really feel like maybe we should just celebrate and honor the things that you're already doing. I'm sure many of you guys are making a difference in your communities beyond this church, and maybe we just need to highlight what you guys are also already doing to inspire others. So I think that's something that we'll explore more in the third month under the last area. So anyway, that's the message for today. God's dream, one family. I hope you have a great week. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you.